provide greenery because agronomic crops are mostly annual or somewhat biennial, but mostly horticulture crops are perennial. They also manage the environmental ecological balance also. These crops are adapted to a wide range of climate, from temperate, tropical, and subtropical climates. They produce higher biomass than the field crops in per unit area, more remunerative for replacing subsistence farming, and thus avail poverty to varied agro ecosystem like rain-fed, dry land, hilly, arid, and coastal ecosystem. Means in all type of climate, in all type of ecosystem, horticultural crops can be grown with some different variation, whereas agricultural crops cannot be grown at all. Horticultural crops have potential for improvement of wasteland through plant strategies. Where agronomic crops cannot be grown, then horticulture crops such as bale, bear, aula, pomegranate can be grown in the wasteland, making their best use and making ecological balance. These crops need comparatively lesser water than the another field crops and provide higher employment opportunity round the year, including nutritional security for the benefits of farmers and others. These are important for nutrition security, as I told you. Horticulture crops contribute 18.8% to GDP and 6.1% of cropped area and have a high potential for value addition and foreign exchange earning. Since production and their management is very important, we can produce a huge amount, but if we don't manage in a systematic way, then a glut comes in the market and huge amount goes as a wastage. So value addition is very important. By in horticulture crops, there is a high potential for value addition. We can change their form because from mango there are a lot of product RTS, squash, mango puri, mango leather, mango toffee can be prepared. Likewise, another fruits that is very important, aula, that is also rich in vitamin C. A number of products can be generated. In short form, by using different horticulture produce, different value-added products can be made in a short period of time in comparison to all agronomic crops. And there is no risk to the health. Consumption of excess amount of fruits, there is no loss, there is no danger to your health. Whereas if you consume excess amount of wheat, excess amount of rice, then some problem like diabetes can occur. If you consume excess amount of potato, some problem may comes. But by excess amount of consumption of fruits, there is no problem to you. Indian horticulture scenario, India accounts 10% of total bird production of fruits and 13.8% of vegetables, and second after China. It leads to the bird production first in mango, banana, sapota, acid lime, and has recorded highest productivity in grape and among vegetable, largest producer of cauliflower and cucurbits. And it is the largest producer, consumer exporter of spices also. Largest producer of processor, consumer and exporter of kaju. It is the largest producer of coconut, areca nut, and tea. Treasure house of medicinal aromatic crops. A large number of medicinal and aromatic crops are grown in different climatic conditions of India. And area under fruits increased 2.87 million hectare during 1991 to 6.66 million hectare during 1718. Because after that data is not available, but area is still increasing day by day in fruits and vegetable production. Horticultural commodities, which now includes wide range of crops, as I told you, are grown in different agro-climatic conditions. And percentage share of these crops in production in last 5 years, you can see here from table, fruits, they are increasing or decreasing or more or less remain same. But in vegetable, area is increasing day by day every year. In flower, it is also increasing because in India it is said that man is born in flower, lives in flower and die with flowers. So importance of flower and different aromatic crops is our day is very important. Plantation crops, area is also increasing in last 5 years with slightly change with spices. They also make our food tasty and delicious. So in area and importance of spices also in my day-by-day life. In India, different fruits are grown that are mango, guava, banana, papaya, citrus, lychee, and overall 16.06 million hectare area fruits are grown with 97.358 million tons production at present. And the 5 largest fruit producing states are Andhra Pradesh that produce 15.63%, Maharashtra 12.05%, Uttar Pradesh 10.82%, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, there is a need to increase the productivity because area is increasing day by day, but due to less management of post-harvest techniques and use of different techniques which are developed and being developed, so we can increase the productivity by increasing production so that we can raise their level. And highest average production is in Karnataka, whereas least in Uttar Pradesh. You can see 10.2% tons per hectare in Uttar Pradesh and 7.3 in Karnataka. In vegetable production, India contributes 13.88% of the world vegetable production. And in this, Bihar is leading, followed by Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, and Uttar Pradesh. Bengal is producing, but in lesser amount than the Uttar Pradesh also. In floriculture, as I told you, that is important for only aesthetic value, not for medicinal value, but for ecological balance. Floriculture is also very important part of horticulture as well as in agriculture because we have to enjoy, we have to live in balanced ecological condition. So floriculture is very important. And today the area under floriculture cultivation stand at 305 hectare, and the production it comes in loose flower as well as cut flower. Loose flowers are used for the worship and other product, whereas cut flower are used for worshipping and welcoming their dignitaries at our home or in different functions. For earning different foreign amounts, export is very important. So different processed products of fruits and vegetables account maximum under list of export horticulture products because fresh fruits and vegetables are not exported as much as their processed products are exported. As I told you, to reduce the loss, we have to go for value-added product development, and these value-added products are exported to different countries for earning different foreign exchange. About 56.48 million rupees fresh fruits are exported, which consist of grape, mango, pomegranate, banana, orange, and 53.72 billion rupees of fresh vegetable are exported, whereas processed products and juice accounts for 51.5 billion rupees and processed vegetable 31.49. And here we can say that processed fruits are and their products are exported more in comparison to vegetables. Vegetables are exported as a fresh one. Apple accounts for 12,529.22 metric ton export and during 17-18, which have value 39.16 rupees. Banana exported for 10,000. Achieving economic security through horticulture. As I say you, that for management of different things, means socio-economic employment, horticulture is the best things. Horticulture crops, besides providing livelihood to a large number of small farmers, contribute significantly to economic security by covering only 6.1% of gross cropped area. They contribute 18.8% gross value to the agriculture output and 14.5% foreign exchange. Area is less and contribution is more in gross GDP as well as foreign exchange of horticulture. And it's significant to know that gross foreign exchange comes from different weeds, that is $412.5 US per hectare. In rice, 9,766, whereas and 466 from another crops, ordinary overall. Or in horticulture sectors, it is twice or thrice more. In mango, 4,446. In grape, 10,407. And vegetable, 2,892 US earning. We can say in comparison to agronomic crops, horticulture crops earn more foreign exchange. Projected demand as the day by day population increases. So now we have a mandate to increase per capita availability of these crops in order to meet the domestic and export needs. Besides the need of processing industries, overall demand for horticulture produce is estimated 329 million tons in 2021. Fruits are produced 97.35 million tons and projected demanded 103.00 million tons. Vegetable 102.196 is projected demand, and spices 8,123.9 million tons, and it required 8,335 tons in next few years. We have a lot of challenges in meeting these projected demands and other things. The issue concerned are trade-related barriers, inadequate supply of quality planting material to improve varieties, low productivity per unit area, poor post-harvest management techniques available, financial constraint, and absence of insurance facilities for the orchardist. In trade-related barriers, India being signatory to the WTO, it has a abide to by the regulation of WTO. In the field of horticulture, India has the competitive advantage and need focused attention to exploit such advantage to compete in the bird market in terms of price and quality. By earning more price, we have to manage our quality, because for that we have to use less chemicals, we have to use less fungicides, we have to use less pesticides, we have to go for organic, because for competitive advantage, sanitary and phytosanitary measures becoming barrier in trade, because in Indian farmers, they are using less organic produce, they are less organic substances in controlling different diseases, pests. So we have to increase use of different bioenhancers and different organic control measure for different disease and pest. There is a need to have a national approach for ensuring the quality and safety of food items, including domestic, imported, and exported products. First of all, there is an urgent need to rationalize standard for harmonize them in an international standard, because there are many standards for different crops, because for export, in grading, in quality controls, there are many standards are standard for different crops. So we have to follow this standard for getting more export to different countries. Products not complying to requirement of food law should not be allowed to export. Low productivity are the main another feature, because horticulture commodity contribute to the low. There are various factors which contribute to low productivity. These includes poor quality of seed and plants available with less improved cultivars, predominance of old and saline orchard, poor management practices followed in the orchard with small average size of fruit orchard, that is ranges from 0.21 to 79 hectare. Small holdings are there. The situation is due to the unawareness about the use of technology, poor capacity of farmers to invest, poor credit support, coupled with the problem of infrastructure. Here we can say, because we have to grow different commodity by following a systematic management practices. At what time we have to check what measures to control different pests, different diseases, and at what time we have to use fertilizer. Because in mango, flower bud differentiation comes in October, November. So we have to apply fertilizer in October, November, and flowering comes in February, March. But before that, in November to December, January, we have to make the different measures to check the different attack of diseases, pest, by using different polythene strips, spraying of different organic fungicides, so that during flowering there is no effect of insect, pest and diseases, which resulted in increase in production and productivity of these crops. Post-harvest management is also very less in horticulture commodities. Horticulture crops being highly perishable, they suffer loss due to poor post-harvest management, which makes the investment in these crops very risky. High production in season sometimes causes supply to be more than the demand, and absence of arrangement of processing unit in that particular area, a glut situation occurs, which becomes a dissension to the production, which causes losses to the farmers, lack of sufficient processing units. So we have to say different value-added products have to be developed in that particular area, so that less post-harvest management should be there and more availability of produce should be confirmed to the producer round the year. Suppose in mango, as I told you, is by making RTS and puri, we can make available round the year mango to the farmer, to the produce consumer. Financial constraints are there that can be controlled by different practices, but less expenditure of research work. Less investment of government on research of horticulture have always remained low when compared to large number of crops it covers. Just as a result, in agronomic crops, a number of crops is less in comparison to horticultural crops. So more investment needed for the research work in horticulture crops. This results in poor technological support. The extension system is also very weak in case of horticulture. The horticulture crops not only suffer from weak extension support in physical terms, but also form absence of a well-tested and adapted system of transfer of technology. Suppose you have listened a bird on plant storage. After harvesting, we have to store the commodity in the storage. But before harvesting, we can make on plant storage, so that some time 15 to 20 days can be increased on the plants, and by which we can increase the availability of the produce for a long period of time. In case of mango and in case of citrus, 50 ppm GA3 use. 50 ppm GA3 use before 15 to 20 days of harvesting of these mango and citrus increases 20 days on plant storage life, which reduces the glut in the market and increase availability. So these type of researches, new researches have to be make available to the farmers. So by proper extension management, absence of insurance facilities. Now, by Pradhan Mantri Crop Insurance Scheme, large number of agricultural crops are covered, but less horticulture crops are covered, because there is a need to cover risk in case of horticulture crops, and this would encourage high investment to achieve higher productivity. Possible solution, as I told you, high-tech intervention, infrastructure development of horticulture, human resource development, and focus on small and marginal farmers in horticulture is a need of the day. High horticulture technologies, adoption of various high horticulture technology is very necessary to ensure nutritional security of a population of 1 billion, besides affecting self-sufficiency and generating surplus for export. High intervention of horticulture include genetically modified varieties. Genetically engineering can be useful in this case. Micro-propagation, micro-irrigation, micro-fertigation. Here we can say micro-propagation we all know, because in a small area we can produce large number of plants in a small short period of time, in comparison to less number of plant producing in the field. They require more time, more management in comparison to micro-propagation. So micro-propagated plants are disease-free. So we have to go for micro propagation plants. Likewise that, fertigation or micro irrigation. That is also very important when we grow crops in polyhouse or even in open condition. Fertigation is required less amount of fertilizer along with irrigation water to use in larger crops. Different horticulture technologies are integrated nutrient management. By nano fertilizers, we can use a little amount of fertilizer to the large crops. One included in 1 gram, a small capsule of nano fertilizers. Integrated pest management. Earlier, we have to use fungicides or pesticide to control the pest initially. But by using integrated pest technology, we have to go different steps. First of all, cultural practices, then we go for use of different their predators, then use of mechanical means, and then later on we used pest management by using different pesticides. Organic farming or high density orcharding is also need of the day. In high density orcharding, we can grow a large number of plants in a small unit of area in a small time. In traditional planting, if we go for lesser number of plants, their plants are bigger, so different horticulture operations are difficult to perform. So by high-tech horticulture, plant size can be controlled and resulted more number of plants in a unit area, which resulted high production of quality fruits. Molecular diagnostic of different aspects of disease and other things. Protected cultivation of greenhouse technology use is very important for the round year availability of fruits and vegetables and different flowers, or those which are cannot be grown in a different area. Suppose when northern condition, rose cannot be grown in open condition round the year, but in protected cultivation we can grow rose round the year. We can get cucurbits round the year. Kira is the best example for protected cultivation round the year. So by using these high-tech horticulture commodity, we can increase the employment, we can increase the production and round the year availability of different horticulture crops, especially fruits and flowers, vegetable and flower crops. Some fruit crops such as strawberry and Cape gooseberry, that is raspberry, can also be grown in protected cultivation round the year. Strawberry is planted September, October in northern India in open condition and comes in flowering from February, March and ended into May, June. But in protected cultivation, that can be planted in the February, March, September or any other time except May, June. And during summers, the plants can also be saved and they can give production round the year. Use of different remote sensing technologies such as GPS, digital mapping is nowadays becoming very important in increasing high-tech horticulture technology. Infrastructure of horticulture in export market account less than 5% of the total production, except in some commodities like cashew, spices, onion, that is the percentage is more. In the average 5% is total production in all commodities comes. The bare minimum infrastructure facilities are lacking even in the regulated markets. So adoption of appropriate post-harvest management technologies like grading, packaging, storage facilities, adequate transportation, marketing, etc. should be encouraged for maximizing return to the farmers and grower. Here we have to say that farmers grow the produce and they can't wait for a few months. And the middlemen, they purchase the commodities and after their proper grading, by attractive packaging and keeping them in storage, they are available in off time, collected more benefits. So we have to give these things to the farmers. They have to tell to the farmers that they have to be paid or they have to make their produce sell after proper grading and packaging under proper sufficient transportation facilities, because packaging and transportation very important. Be packed in gunny bag, be packed in bamboo baskets, be packed in loose things. So this resulted more bruising or more injury during transportation by using corrugated fiber board box, molded pulp tray, making them inviable in jerking, less jerking during transportation, and resulted more profit during marketing. So we have to tell the farmers that they should sell their produce after proper grading, proper packaging, or if possible, they have to store for selling off time in to get more profit, and transportation should be done in that way that there is no bruising of commodity occurs during transportation. There is a need to create facilities for enhancing shelf life of fruits, such as mango, grape, lychee, through the use of controlled modified atmosphere. I told you, on-plant storage here is very big need of the day. Farmers have to be know that by spraying GA3 in different fruit crops before maturing, before ripening, we can increase their life on the plant itself for few days or few weeks, so that they can get more profit later on. Human resource development is very important. Emphasis on human resource development needs to be focused to ensure efficient transfer of technology, which technology develops in the field by the farmers. They have to properly reach to the growers. Setting up the large compact block demonstration to the latest technology on various horticulture crops will ensure the effective dissemination of various technology. There is a need to conduct integrated training for horticulture producer for some identified fruits such as grape, mango, lychee, and kinnu, because these are grown around different climatic condition in different part of the country, and integrated pre and post harvest management practices for better handling of different produce both in domestic and export market needs to be developed and make available to the farmers. Here, because I told you that most of the farmers in horticulture are 0.7 to 0.9 means marginal or small. So we have to focus on these farmers. Total number of 1.4 million holdings. Percent small of the production and 35% of land area. Since the majority of the saline and unproductive plantation of fruits and vegetable and flower crops are with small farmers, and so that group approaches had to be right answer for these farmers to enhance their production, productivity, and area. In this way, we can say that these programs have to be adequately addressed for successful adaptation by small and marginal farmers with an effort to develop a system where all farmers grow and market in a systematic way while adopting strict grow control measures for making smart agriculture in our day-to-day life with enhanced yield and quality production of horticulture crops. So friends, we can say that the bird smart is different, as I told you, to the producer, to the teacher, and to the farmers. So accordingly, we have to manage our things, enhance the production and quality. Thank you. We have to sustain golden revolution for healthy life.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And a wonderful talk enriched with the statistical data of the present scenario and status of horticulture sector of India. You have presented it very nicely, and you have filled the gagar with the sagar. और इतनी सारी देर में आपने बहुत सारी महत्वपूर्ण बातों की चर्चा कर ली, और स्पेशली यू हैव मेंशन्ड वेरी efficiently the measures for the low productivity, waste management, poor post-harvest management technology of India, and many challenges of horticulture that are the way of the horticulture to become smarter. And you have also mentioned the weaknesses of horticulture, like poor, weak extension policies, poor investment on the horticulture and development from the government side, and we don't have a well-structured insurance policy for the horticultural crop. And you have also advocated very well with these topics, that how can we overcome with the things through the high-tech horticulture, with the so many things, and you have covered entire horticultural sector. I think every slide of the challenges, of the solutions you have spoke about, it becomes a agenda for the policymakers to work on. And this is really very important talk, and it is very definitely it is a kind of path maker. It will pave a path towards the making agriculture smarter. And definitely, finally, we will have the conclusion that if we want to the nutritional security with the food security, then we have to go with the horticultural crops hand in hand. Otherwise, we cannot go along with the food security. We have to ensure nutritional security for the entire population of India.
Food security, environmental, ecological security.
Exactly, that is equally important, because for growing in the race of the getting more production, getting more export potential, we are somewhat harming our soil health, environmental health, and ultimately human health too. So we are very thankful to you, sir, for giving this valuable talk to us, for making the horticulture people, and not only horticulture people, but all people of the agriculture sector so aware and alert on this topic. So agriculture, as you said, agriculture, when we want to see agriculture in a smart position, then it should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and also time bound, so that we can frame it out for something. So now with this, I would like to request Dr. Aditya Narayan Chaube, he's Assistant Professor and Coordinator of this Faculty Development Program, to extend a vote of thanks to the Speaker of the Day, Professor Tripathi ji, from the all of School of Agriculture Sciences and the Organizing Committee of this eFDP. Dr. Chaube.
Okay. Sir, thank you very much, sir. Good morning to everyone. Respected keynote speaker, Professor V.K. Tripathi, sir, Head Department of Horticulture, Chandrasekhar Azad University of Agriculture and Technology, Kanpur, expert of horticulture. Indeed, this lecture was very interesting and knowledgeable. I would like to extend my deep sense of gratitude to you, sir. It is our fortune that we have got such a learned personality with us. I am also thankful to key official of University Administration, Director, School of Agriculture Sciences and Engineering, Dr. Virendra Singh sir, and all participants of eFDP. I am also thankful to Organizing Secretary, Convener, and all persons who are associated directly and indirectly with this eFDP. I wish you all good luck. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Chaube. And again, sir, we will look